Okay. Good morning, or whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to Inner Gaze Yoga, gentle yoga. So find a comfortable position right now, whatever that is for you. Turn off your phones, turn off the noise, shut the doors, like really carve yourself out a little space that you can do some deep diving into that inner gaze. Just welcome. Welcome yourself to this spot. As always, we know that making time for ourselves is often the most challenging part, just making the time, carving out that time, saving the time. It's not easy. It is not easy to do. There's so many things pulling at us. Lethargy, busyness, all of it. But we do this, we take pause, just like on the stereo, those little slash lines. Just imagine that pause button. You are pausing, just pausing it all and just welcoming yourself. You can be lying down, you could be sitting up, whatever you need, and just maybe even close your eyes and just check in. What is up today? What is up? What am I feeling? Where? Start to noticing the breath. Does it feel like it's riding in a smooth pattern today, or does it feel choppy? There's no right or wrong. We're just spending this first couple of minutes just noticing the truth. Is the breath deep? Or does it feel more shallow? Just what is up? Just pausing, just noticing the little tiny details of the breath. Does it feel like it is held? Do you take a breath in and do you hold it before you let it go? Or do you let it go and then hold it before you take it in? We're just noticing the breath. We have to know where we are first. And on this next couple of rounds, as you're watching yourself breathe, make your way to a seated position if you haven't already. And as always, if you need to be sitting on something for you to be more comfortable sitting up, then you can always slide a block, a bolster, a pillow, a blanket, anything you have so you can sit up higher, okay? Whichever works best for you. Remember, those props always make it easier sometimes, but they also keep you in integrity. So it might even mean that makes it a little bit more challenging to use props. I really like having them as a part of practice. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, sit the head right on top. We're going to take a pattern where we're going to be exhaling out. So breathe in through the nose. Purse your lips like you're blowing through a straw and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. You'll see that my mouth is closed. Little tight hole here. Instead of opening, blow it out. Inhale through the nose. You might even feel like on the exhale, you want to slouch a little bit. Either way, inhale, come up. 2 more rounds. Exhale. Empty, 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 all the way out. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Empty, 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 empty. Beautiful. And then come on back to neutral. So find now a Samavriti pattern where your inhale and your exhale are equal. Maybe it was on that last round, maybe not. Inhale through the nose and then exhale through the nose. So a nice pattern for beginners would be inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4, or inhaling for 6, exhaling for 6, whatever works, maybe 8. And now close your eyes and turn on that inner gaze again. Watch that breath. What brings you to the mat this morning or to this time of day? What do you need? When we finish our class, what do you want to feel? Let's take 8 mindful breaths, that equal inhale, equal exhale pattern. And settle in on our mantra, our sankalpa, our intention for our practice this morning. What do you need? Why are you here? Deep breaths. Start to boil it into a 1 or 2 word phrase. Something you can repeat to yourself if you find yourself getting distracted. What do I need? Beautiful. Bring your palms to touch, thumbs against the heart. Sit up nice and tall. Gently bow the chin to your chest. Open your eyes. See your fingertips. And remember the promise that you've just made. Remember that mantra. Togetherness or community or strength, peace of mind, whatever it is. And then we're going to gently drop our hands. Beautiful. All right. So let's take our shoulders up and then drop. And then up like an elevator ride and then drop. Slowly up we go and let them flop. 2 more, up we go. Flop, last one, up we go. And drop. Good. Reaching to the front here, opening those arms nice and wide. Turn the palms up, make a fist, knuckles to the shoulders, and then touch the wrists behind you and then sprinkle it open. Let's go 4 more, isolating here. Try not to drop the head forward. Curl them in. Dun, 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 dun. Touch your wrists and open. 2 knuckles and touch. And last one. Very, very nice. And release. Good. Taking your shoulders and roll. So today we're going to be using a strap. And then I always like to have the blocks nearby. Keep rolling your shoulders. Rolling your shoulders. You could get really fancy and do one at a time if you're advanced. and then back. So today we're going to be playing with the spine. The spine, we're going to turn into some slow little back bends, just bringing ourselves out of all this sitting that we do. Yoga brings back what life takes out. So if you do a lot of sitting, you need to be back bending. If you're always reaching to the right, you need to be turning to the left. Remember, healthy is balance. So if you always find yourself reaching with one hand, reach with the other. Always sitting in one hip, sit in the other. Always crossing one leg, cross the other. Seeking that balance. Okay, so our spine is what we're going to be focusing on. So let's get started. Come on into hands and knees. You can continue rolling those shoulders if you want. You can start to move the hips side to side, moving in any way that you want to. We'll spend about 5 deep breaths here, just continuing to breathe into that Samavriti pattern, that equal inhale, equal exhale. Now, as you're here, notice that your spine is right in the middle of your yoga mat, right? We're not kicking off to the side. We're staying right in the middle. Right in the middle. Look down. Your knees and your ankles are equal distance apart. We're going to take our right arm and we're going to reach it underneath us, and we're going to bring our right shoulder down. Some folks can't get all the way down, and you'll have a block or a pillow there to rest, and just check and see how that right shoulder blade feels. Part of gentle yoga for me is treating ourselves gently. Treating ourselves gently. And by that I mean when you're in these poses, you're just loving yourself. You're noticing, oh man, there's some tightness there. Or, oh man, that shoulder surgery I had is aching today. You're gently looking. It's gentle poses, but really more important than that, it's a gentle practice, a gentle approach. One more deep breath. What's up? What's that? What's that? Okay, come on back up and just wiggle it out again. Do you feel how you just did the one side? Can you tell? Sometimes the answer is no. And so if that's happening for you, see if you can dig in a little bit more mindfully the next time. Second round, we're going to reach the left arm underneath, and we're going to bring our head to the block or to the floor if that feels nice for you. And again, using that gentle approach. What's up over here? Practice of that mind control. The mind, the chattering monkey, wants to jump all over the place. But your job here is to pull it back and just notice. Notice this moment right now in your journey, this long journey of your life. This is where you are. This is where you've landed in this moment. Gently. One more deep breath. Beautiful. And we're going to come on back up. Okay, so this time we're going to start to find our cat-cow. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, kiss the ceiling with your spine. Find that nice angry cat here, really reaching. Inhale. That's Samavriti pattern. Exhale, chin to chest. 2 more. Inhale, again, gently noticing, does your spine feel achy? Does it feel tight? Exhale. So nice. Inhale. And curling our toes under for our half vinyasas. Press the hands down, equal space between each and every finger, including the thumb. And we're slowly going to take our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. A lot of times people will call this the home base because this one pose gives you so much, so many gifts in this one pose. Getting all that fresh blood into the brain, giving you a nice break, heart a nice break. You're opening up those hamstrings, bringing some training to the muscle memory and the bones lining up. Putting ourselves back in that right
alignment, physical alignment, also mental, emotional, really balancing out. Just keep reminding yourself of what it is you came today for. What is it, that mantra? Just repeat it to yourself. Part of that gentle practice is just telling yourself gentle, loving things. Here and now, peace and love, calm energy. One more. And gently come on down. Okay, so we're going to do, let's do seven slow vinyasas. We are doing gentle yoga, so we're approaching it in a gentle way, but we're going to start to move energy out. We want to find balance so that when we get to that rest at the very end of class, we feel rested. Okay, here we go. Inhale, look up. Exhale for just one breath, downward dog. Exhale. Inhale, back to your tabletop. Look up. And then exhale, kiss the ceiling with your spine and shift into child's pose. And relax. Inhale, sweep it back up, look up. Exhale, powerful body, downward dog. Exhale. Inhale, tabletop, look up. And exhale, child's pose. If this feels too much for you, if you're feeling like this is too much movement, feel free to stay in one of the poses. Inhale. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, tabletop. You could practice just your breathing and rest. And exhale. This is a nice pause button. You can hold here and breathe. We got 3 or 4 more rounds, your choice. Inhale, look up. We're moving the spine. Motion is lotion. Exhale. Tabletop, look up. Child's pose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Syncing it up with your breath rhythm. You don't need to stay with me. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. A moving meditation. Inhale. And exhale. Good morning to my wrists, my knees, my hips. Last round. And exhale. Let's take our knees nice and wide, and we're going to meet in our child's pose. Forehead either to the floor or to your block or to a little fist tower. Just take some deep grounding breaths. How you feeling? What are you feeling? You're trying to turn your thoughts inward. One of my favorite ways to look at yoga is to think about exercise is about the way you move. Yoga is about the way you feel when you move. So we always want to be pausing and noticing, how does it feel? How is that landing on me? Physically, but also mentally, emotionally. What's up? Right? 2 more deep breaths. Okay, good. Now come on up here for a moment, and we're going to take a little bit of opening on our shoulders. So if you need to back up a little bit so that you still have extension, we're going to take our left elbow down, and we're going to reach the right arm forward. Turn so you can see. Okay? Some of you may want to put that right hand on the shoulder
if you want.
Or just stay there and stretch.
Dragging the right pinky away from the sits bone. Feel your sits bone, the bone you sit on, moving back, and your arm is extending out, really opening up there.
2 more deep breaths. You could lift the palm and act like there's a tennis ball underneath your hand.
2 more deep breaths.
And gently come back to your child's pose. Let's go again. Second round. Here we go. Reach the left arm forward, right elbow down, and reach. A little bit more of an opener. Lift that tennis ball underneath that left palm. Drag your left sits bone away, feeling that big opening. 2 more deep breaths. One more. Beautiful. And gently come on out and up we go. If it feels safe for you to do both, do both. Take your bottom to the sky, reaching out both arms. Put that forehead on the ground. Maybe both hands touch the shoulder blades. Maybe you keep them extended. Maybe you move your hips side to side. You still have your spine right in the middle of your mat. I hope you can hear me. What's it feel like if you turn the palms up, facing the ceiling? Just play. You've got 5 more breaths. Just play. What happens when the palms touch the mat? What happens when you rotate them up? Can you push that forehead firmly into the ground and feel those shoulder blades moving away from the ears, away from the spine, towards the spine, away from the spine, shoulder blades towards the spine? Can you feel the sense of collapse in the chest? You don't want to feel the collapsing. Gary Crafts, who's a Vinny yoga teacher, he calls it these valves. We all have these leaky valves where we drain our energy. And those of you who are very backbendy sometimes have a sense to release and get drained through there. So keep the integrity by holding those shoulder blades away from the spine, finding that nice neutral balance there as you're working. One more. And then exhale, come on back up, come on back up. And here we go, downward facing dog. We're going to gently take our time and walk forward. Come to our standing forward fold and just say hello to those hamstrings. How are you doing there? Sway. Bend the right knee and slide to the right. Bend the left knee, slide to the left. Just moving. You could take your hands to the lower back and just encourage the back to release there. We've got another 8 breaths. The knees can be bent. This is more about the back than the hamstrings right now. You can find some articulations, moving in little back bends and forward bends, or maybe side to side. 2 more big breaths. And then a soft bend on our knees. Slowly, 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 slowly come on up. And finding mountain pose. Let's just roll those shoulders. Check and see how you're feeling. Okay. We're going to take a strap, and if you don't have a strap, no stress, okay? No worries about that at all. But if you do have a strap, we're going to find a little loop. And by find a little loop, I mean make a little loop, unless you already had it prepped. We want to go armpit to armpit. So that's about how wide the loop is going to go. And we're going to take it right above the elbows. Okay, right above the elbows.
All right. And we're going to find our mountain pose here. Now, some of you, this is going to be a good spot for you to stay. Okay. Some of you are going to be able to put your hands on the hips. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to notice is we've got feet hip distance apart. We're zipping up that pubic bone. We have that nice anchor here. We've got our hands on the back here, the lower back, or we're holding like that. Either way. We're going to put a soft bend in our knees, and I want you to imagine that you're lifting the belly button off the pubic bone without clenching. So you're not gripping, you're just lifting. See if you can play with this sensation. Pubic bone, our navel is lifting off the pubic bone, knees can be bent, and start to find a back bend in middle back. Not the neutral, not the lower back at all. Just keeping the lower back neutral. Just see if you can telescope the back ribs up. Some of you may be able to straighten those legs, but just play here. I'm going to keep my chin to my chest because I want to make sure that I'm not dumping in the back of my neck, but I'm trying to move through that middle spine. 3 more deep breaths here. Even breaths. 2. Just keep driving through. And gently on the exhale, come on out. Good. Release those arms. Okay, so we moved the middle spine. Now we're going to come back into our mountain pose, and we're going to come back to that calm breath. We've got that breathing moving very free. It's inhaling and exhaling, nice and equal, that Samavriti pattern. Why? Because we want the nerves to be calm. Remember, one of the best things about the practice of yoga is it teaches us how to handle stress. When we're doing physically stressful poses, the breathing, staying calm, teaches us how to keep in balance when things start to get a little bit wacky. Okay? It's like somebody got kicked out here. All right. Okay, so here we go. We're going to move again. Inhale, big inhale. Exhale, hands wherever you want to put them. And we're going to lean back a little bit, trying to move just the front rib cage. Expand the front rib cage and lift the back rib cage. Tuck the chin, just bringing attention to what's happening in the spine. You've got 3 more deep breaths. Beautiful. And exhale back to neutral. And feel that heat. One more time. Last one. Inhale, big lift. Exhale, lift the back ribs off the pelvis. Zip up the pubic bone. Lean back, lean back, lean back as far as you want to go without clenching. So you're toned, but you're not clenching. Lifting up, pulling up, and taking yourself over. Nice and easy. This is just a sense of playfulness to notice where your body is feeling tight, where it feels open. 3 more deep breaths. Not enough that you're pinching. Keep your integrity. 1 more. Beautiful. Pull it in. And what's the opposite of a back bend? What would our bodies need in order to counter that? The forward bend, the opposite. So dragging your tailbone back, tip yourself over, bend your knees, and just breathe. You could grab opposite elbows if you wanted to. Two. Very, very nice. Take your hands to the floor and find a graceful way to step back into your downward dog.
How are you guys doing? Is everybody breathing? That calm and steady pattern? Remembering why you're here, remembering why you need the practice, why you showed up at all. Just bring yourself back. One more deep breath. Beautiful. And now we're going to walk back up, back up, back up. Bend the knees and slowly, last standing pose, come all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And we're going to come back to standing. Okay, so spine, we're going to move into a series of back bends here, and I just want to bring that spine into some motion. So we have 6 directions that we move. We move forward, we move back, we move lateral, lateral, twist, and twist. If you can do those 6 movements every day, very nice, okay? Forward and back, left, right, twist, twist. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of these, but we're going to add some laterals right now. Okay, taking your left arm up, grab a hold of that wrist and reach through, really stretching. Feel that extension, but here's the thing. What about this side? Do you want a concave here? Could you lift out of that right side too? Can you find, instead of collapsing, can you find both sides lifting? I've got my arms reaching like that. Those of you working deeper, maybe you'll take your left arm forward, really feeling that expansive and trying to reach both ribs up. Gentle mind, gentle thinking about yourself, about the sequence, about me, about the family, the community. Just gentle, gentle here and now. Your body's always listening. It's always listening to you. Gentle thoughts. Inhale, come on up and reset. And we'll pause for a moment. Do you feel that? Do you feel that you just moved on the one side? Let's pause. Switcheroo. Take your right arm up. Grab that left wrist with your right hand. Reach, reach, reach. Start to concave here and then reach out. Trying to bring both sides up. Taking your right leg forward and reach. I've said before, but a lot of our back pain is these intercostal muscles get stuck, or our psoas muscle gets stuck. A lot of the front body causes pain in the back. So we want to be stretching out all the way through. And we can think about the parts that are really hard and the parts that feel really tight. Or we could think about the parts that feel really good, really open, really nourished. Both sides are lifting too. I love yoga. It just feels so good. One more. Come on, it feels so good. And come on out. Okay? So that's what we're doing, all 6 directions every day. All right, we're heading to the floor. Back bend time. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up, nice and even. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up, nice flat back. Find that monkey pose. Traction yourself as long as you can. And then exhale, find a graceful way to step back into downward dog. And we're going to slowly, through plank or bringing our knees down, whatever works for you, slowly, slowly, slowly come on down. Okay. So now we're going to start to move through some back strengthening because we want to balance out the stretching with the strengthening. So we're going to play on a couple of rounds here. First thing we're going to do is curl our toes under and we're going to lift up our thighs. So I've got space between my thigh and the mat. Maybe you do or maybe you don't, but energetically you want to feel it.
And then I want you to encourage yourself to feel between the arches of the feet, all the way up the middle of our inner leg, all the way up to the pelvic floor. Feel that turning on, and then relax. Again, toes under, reach those toes up, lift the thighs up, feel from the arch to the pelvic floor engaged, and then relax. One last time, zip it up, zip it up, zip it up, zip it up. Push your pubic bone down and imagine that you're lifting your ribs out of the pelvis. We'll take our hands underneath the shoulders and reach forward. So we're looking at the mat. We have no crinkles in our neck and our thighs are up and we're holding here. Pulling the front ribs out of the waist, but pulling those back ribs out of the waist. 2. One more deep breath. And beautiful. Gently relax. Relax. All right, make a little fist tower. Rest your head. We're going to take our left leg up just a little bit. We're going to, instead of bending the knees, we're going to keep the knees straight and we're going to pulse it a little bit. 10, 9, 8, 7. Nice and easy. 4, 3, 2, and rest. 2 more sets on the same leg, left leg, and 10, 9. Can you feel how your belly lock has to engage? From the pubic bone to the navel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Last round. And 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let both legs flop. Switcheroo, right leg, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Second round, and 10, 9, 8, 7. How's everybody doing? Last round, right leg, and 10. Zip up that belly lock, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Let your hips roll side to side. And we'll take 5 breaths here, just pausing. How are you feeling here? Gentle practice. There's no aggression, there's no competition, there's no pushing at all. Self-care. 3 more deep breaths. It's nice to be practicing with you. 2 more deep breaths. And now we're going to come into Sphinx. So prop yourself up. Notice that the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Finding any kind of comfortable position you have on the legs, toes back or curled under. Sometimes when your toes are pointed back, it has people Charlie horse. If you need to put a little roll underneath your ankles, a little towel or a blanket, feel free to do so. We're going to hold here. Some of you may want to bend the knees, getting a little bit deeper. Pushing the pubic bone down, really pull that belly lock off the mat. Maybe your belly is not anywhere close to lifting off the mat. That's okay. Energetically, we're feeling that sense that we're plugging in. Drop the chin to the chest and let's just hold. Are you clenching through your bottom? Can you do this and still allow the inner thighs to roll to the ceiling? So much beauty in this body. Let that air come through. Letting the breath open the windows to the shoulders. Let it open the windows in the hips. Just really feeling that breath.
Sliding into all the tight spots. 2 more big breaths. Very nice.
We're going to take our legs a little wider now. Last thing, take our hands back on outside of our mat. And we're going to do this 10 times. Really, pubic bone is anchored down. Curl those toes under. And we're going to notice just the middle spine like we were doing when we were standing. Lift the middle spine and down. Just tiny bits here. Lift and down. Lift and down. Keep the breathing nice and calm. Just the middle spine. So you're looking down the whole time. And 3, just the middle spine and down. 2, like a slinky. And 1, good. Relax. Now you're going to bring your attention to the heart up to the neck. So the heart to the bottom of the neck, just the upper body. Curl your toes under. Keep the ribs on the floor, but lift the upper body and down. Just the upper body and down. Like you're folding from the heart to the bottom of the neck. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And pause. Okay, so we want to stabilize the lower back. We never really want back bends in lower back. We're usually talking about the middle to upper. A lot of times we dump our back bends in the neck and we don't even get to the middle spine, which is why I'm encouraging you not to be flipping the head this ever, but especially now, just really focus on spinal work, spinal back bend. Okay, now going back to cobra, our feet are coming back into hip distance apart. Our hands are under our shoulders. Anchor the pubic bone. Inhale, lift the front ribs. Feel that little swoop between the heart and the bottom of the neck without turning the head. Some of you can work a little deeper. You can lift the legs, maybe even coming into locust, shalabhasana. Inner thighs are rolling up. We're going to hold this for 5 long breaths. So feeling stable through the lower body from the waist down, you're very firm. You're pulling the back ribs out of the waist, the front ribs out of the waist. You're turning and expanding the front rib cage as well as lifting between the heart and the bottom of the neck. Working deeper, maybe even taking those arms forward, whatever you want to do. 3, 2, inner thighs are rolling up. 1 more deep breath and pause. Deep, deep breath. They say it's like a shot of espresso for the spine when you do those back bends. And all the sitting that most of us do, really nice, these basic poses. Just to review, we had Sphinx, which was on the elbows. We had Cobra, which is underneath the shoulders, all the way to Locust. So those first 3 back bends are very, very gentle to practice at home. Let's close it up with bridge. So flip yourself over, please. And we'll have a block nearby just in case we want it. And you could play with this however you want, but again, we're noticing that area of the spine, the middle and the upper chest, not the neck and not the lowest part of the back. You can walk your feet in, see if you could touch your heels with your fingertips, and then find the plug, the big toe, the pinky toe, and then the front of the heel. Find that 3-prong. That's what's pressing into the mat. I have equal space between my knees and my ankles so that my knees are happy. I'm walking my shoulder blades in and down, and I'm zipping up my pubic bone. We're going to play like we did at the beginning. We're going to lift up, and we're going to lower down. And we're going to lift up and down. Take your time here as you start to find that coiling action. Up and down twice more. Breathing. Last one. This time we're going to take it all the way up, all the way up. You could take your hands to your back like we did when we were standing. Imagine those straps around the upper elbow. You could hold and interlace your fingers. Some of you may want to even hold the sides of your mat. Whatever feels nice for you. We never want to turn the head here. There's a natural curve to the neck. The weight of the body is in those shoulder blades. I'm plugging through the prongs of my foot, and my glutes are toned, but they're not clenched in any way. And I want to imagine that I'm dragging behind me. I'm sliding my neck so long. 2 more deep breaths. Feels so good on the shoulders. 1 more. And we'll gently come down like a leaf floating on the wind, sliding down and down and down. As soon as you land, feel free to go back up on your own or take a block and go into a restoring bridge. Feel the prongs of the foot, and let's take our hands to the belly. Gently close your eyes if this feels nice for you. And if you're in your dynamic bridge, start to come out and come into your restoring bridge. Start to calm the breath. And bringing your attention to the mouth, relaxing the muscles around the cheeks and the tongue. Imagine there's wide space in the mouth between the cheeks and jaw. Muscles of the neck. Relaxing the muscles of the shoulders and the chest. Imagine you're about to yawn. That relaxes all the front throat muscles. Imagine there's space between the ribs. You're breathing into the splashing of the side bodies. And all the way down to the hips, space between the hips. You could do whatever you want with your arms for the next 5 breaths as we're slowing down now. Whatever yoga breathing pattern you have, see if you can make your exhale just a tiny bit longer than the inhale. Just allow yourself to relax. Two more big breaths. Beautiful. The next exhale, find the prongs of the feet, lift the hips up, slide that block away, and gently floating down, 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 down. And we'll just windshield wiper our knees side to side. Bringing attention to the lower back here as we move. Back and forth, windshield wiper. And we have that V Samavriti breathing pattern where that exhale is slightly longer than the inhale. Just letting your nerves know it's time to restore, it's time to relax. The next time your legs are at the right, just let them be. And as always, if you're feeling anything pulling in that left inner knee, you always have a block here that you could use to prop it up. Some people may want to put their other ankle on the left, whatever feels right for you as we just start to unwind all of this. How are you? Your spine has been moving in all kinds of directions here. Just see if you can drink the breath from the nose all the way down to the tailbone on the inhale. And then just like warm butter, spill out on the exhale. From nose to tailbone, drink in that breath, fill it up. Just loving on your spine and exhale like butter in the skillet. Just let yourself melt here to the mat. Let's go one more. And gently come on back up. Come on back up, reset, and we'll switch. Drop the knees to the left. This is a whole new side, so who knows, right? You may need a block on that right side. You may be able to do the heel on the right thigh, whatever feels right. Relaxing the muscles around the eyes and see your spine. An amazing spine, the highway of it all, right? Want to keep that spine nice and open, nice and fluid, moving in 6 directions all day. And maybe some practice for you, some homework if you choose to have some, is to notice, do you move in all 6 directions every day? Most of us dominate on one side. You know, if you're always reaching to the filing cabinet or you're always slamming the car door with one hand, try to change it up. Think about that spine and primarily those discs. Nice and balanced here. From nose to tailbone. And then melt. So much love here as you're putting in your fuel, nourishing yourself first, your own oxygen mask on first, so you can go out and serve others after you've done what you need for yourself. Then you can serve others without resentment, without fatigue. It's time to nourish. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. We need you to keep your light on. So nice. Okay, on the next exhale, come on up. And we're going to gently set up for a very short Shavasana. And by short, I mean 5 minutes. We want to have time to do our Shavasana in class. So it's important that you make it comfortable. So please take your time to make it just right. Putting 2 blocks underneath your knees is really nice to do. Okay, propping your legs up on the couch or chair is also really nice to do. Whatever serves you. Allow yourself to sit up nice and tall. You close your eyes. Bring your attention to the heart center. To the navel. To the heart center. To the base of your throat. To the heart center. to the navel, to the heart center, to the base of your throat, to the crown of your head, relaxing all the muscles, to the base of your throat, to the heart center, to the navel, to the tailbone, to the crown of your head. Take a big exhale here. Just listen to the sounds around you. Melt. So heavy under the legs. So heavy under the arms and the head, the hips. So heavy you couldn't be lifted with a crane. Letting go. Take this time. Letting go. Few minutes here, letting go. I'll hold the space for you as you rest and enjoy. Gently noticing that you can stay here if you'd like for a few more minutes, or you can slowly make your way over to the right side. What do you need? Stay on your back or rolling over, and we'll close together. Take your time. Those of you who want to come on up to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Feeling the head sitting right on top, the spine so long, the belly lock engaged. And we'll bring our hands into prayer, thumbs against the heart. And as always, may we sit in the spirit of gratitude. Not just when things are easy, not just when things are going our way, but also when things are really hard, when things are really humbling or challenging. Can we be grateful for those scratchier lessons too? They show us who we are. And who are you? Thank you so much for joining us today. As always, may it be of benefit to you. Deep bows and namaste.